Hello, Justice Warriors. Where's my yellow? There. It's kind of dim. Let's see, I can fix that. It usually is like too dim or too bright. I'd kind of rather have it be too bright than too dim. Just like people, right? How are you guys? So, yeah, lovely to see you today. I was running a little late as normal, but I didn't want to adjust the time since I do that a lot and it's annoying. I know it's annoying for me. It's annoying for you guys. So thanks for being here. Please hit your like button if you'd be so kind. Man, we have a lot to catch up on. So I'm kind of under the weather with like some allergies and maybe overdoing it with my yoga and work and such. So yeah, I missed yesterday. I hated to do that. I really didn't want to miss today, but I'm not 100%. Wow, right on time, Annie Ruler. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Do I have all my cute little gadgets all hooked up and lit up? I don't have those lit up, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think everything else is lit up. Am I lit up? I try. Yeah, all this cool stuff. Make sure that you have your tranquility. Be brave. Make sure you're still subscribed. Share a video of mine if you like. And turn on your notification bell to ring in Clark County Courthouse verdict for Telly's. So I don't even know what this case is. I saw your comments before I came in. Let me see what is going on with that. If you guys want to say something in the chat, go for it. But yeah, that FBI vault is whack a doodle. Wait till I tell you guys what's been going on for the last like 12 or 10 hours with that. Let's see. Clark County, tell us. I don't even know what state this is. I have no idea what case this is. Oh, he killed a reporter reporting on his shady politics at work. Thank you. So what state is that? Vegas. Gotcha. Okay. That would not be Vegas as a state. That would be Nevada. Yeah, I've seen his ugly mug. What a freak. So they reached a verdict. Deliberation ends. All this. The unaliving has got to stop. It's insane, isn't it? That people actually do this in real life thinking it's going to solve their problems. And I think it does anything but. It actually makes your problems compound. But let's talk about Kiely Rodni and the document dump that happened. I think it happened on Thursday or Friday last week. The vault, the FBI document vault. And so I had another bout of insomnia last night. I think it was like 2 a.m. And I tried to go to the vault and it said that there was something wrong with the link. It said that it shut down. I took some screenshots. So it was not allowing me to go onto it. And then, the links that I had gotten directly off of Jewels of All Trade. And check this out, you guys. I could get you the original, but I don't know if you can see that artwork. I was just framing some artwork today, trying to chill and bring my spirits up because, like I said, I've been working overtime, burning the candle at both ends. And yeah. Anyway, so I took screenshots of everything from the FBI vault. So we have about 105 or 6 pages, heavily redacted. I like what Ara called them, a coloring book that, the vault has a coloring book for Kiely Rodni's case. So you can draw pictures because there's all these giant empty boxes, right? That was really cute. So this is one of the messages. Can you see it? It says, no, you can't really see it. It says, this page does not seem to exist. Try again later or revise your URL. Huh. Could just be a glitch, right? But then I went back to Jewels of All Trades link and relinked it, and then it worked. So I'm wondering if you go to it too many times, if it locks you out. I'm wondering if it just locks Justice A to Z out. I don't know. Maybe just a glitch in the system, but it had me locked out many times from both links, because if you go to Jewels of All Trades, she's got two links. She's got one directly to Kiely Rodni's file, and then she's got one that's just to the vault. So thank you for your input. And yeah, Shan, I texted her in the middle of the night and let her know what was up. But I had already taken screenshots of the whole thing, of all 106 pages. So I wasn't worried about it, but I was just like, WTF. And this is why it's important to take screenshots, right? So thanks so much for being here, you guys. Let me start with my disclaimer. Everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of starting a conversation, hoping to open up a discussion and learn something and be educational. All my videos are made for YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. I don't have enough jewelry on today. I'm like lagging in jewelry. Like I said, I'm a little out of sorts, but that's cool. It's not about the jewelry. I do have a little bit of coffee still to finish, even though it is past 12, my cutoff time. I'm giving myself leeway. So I did my whole disclaimer, right? All my videos to date are made for YouTube. It's an entertainment platform. I don't know if I got that part. Sometimes I leave that off. So the verdict is at noon. Okay, noon your time, because yeah, it's like 2:40 my time. So would that be in 20 minutes? Eerie on Kiely. I remember when searching the suspicious area, they could only surface, float, swim, and not dive, not disturb the still. We're told to look for her phone 20 feet and shorter out. I remember that. They weren't allowed to go. I thought it was 25 feet, but yeah. Hello, Sandra Lankford. How are you today down there in the hottest, one of the hottest states in the country? So, yeah, my state is in a heat wave. It was in a heat wave yesterday. That might be why, one of the reasons I'm a little out of sorts. I know for certain that it's allergies, and I also know for certain that I've been working a little bit too hard. I haven't told you guys that I got another job, because the jobs that I get are very private. I can't talk about them. So I don't. But it's good to get work, right? It's kind of essential. I mean, this is great work, but I've yet to be paid. We're not going to complain about it. We're just going to keep on at it. And I'm getting closer to my first deposit. So Beck says, hello, everyone. What are you up to today? I have been cleaning my house and chilling. Like I said, because I'm a little out of sorts. So I skipped my yoga this morning, but I've been like, I want to say, you know how I have a tendency to overdo things. I've kind of been killing myself with my yoga. I mean, I could cry tears of joy, because I never thought that I would be one of these people that had to like hold myself back from doing yoga. But that's where I'm at. It's been like this for about a year. I rarely skip a day, just like with my YouTube. I very rarely skip a day, and when I do, I'm just jonesing for it. But it is good to take a break. So yesterday I took a break from the YouTube. Today I'm taking a break from the yoga, at least so far, and probably for the whole day. We'll see. And then I'll hop right back on that horse tomorrow morning, because I do love having my structure and my routine. So it's just that, overdoing things is not good. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing. I mean, that's words that I need to hear and tell myself constantly. Anyway, let's get into the situation with Kiely Rodni and that document drop, because I thought I was just kind of being an ignorant biatch, being so skeptical of it. Like, I was just like, what the F is this? Where did this come from? What's the source? Oh, it's from the feds. Like, I mean, unfortunately, I know from direct personal interaction with them that they're boneheads sometimes, and you can't trust them at all sometimes. I hate to say that. I wish that that were false. I wish you could rely on them 100%. But I have learned that that's not true. So just because it's the vault and it's from the feds doesn't make it legit to me. And especially because we know with artificial intelligence, we know with hacking, it's entirely possible, in my opinion, that it's like an alternative FBI vault that was set up and the stuff was put into it. And then maybe that's what the glitch was in the middle of the night when I couldn't get in there to look at the pages. I don't know. It's a question, right? Is it the actual FBI vault or is it a parallel hack FBI vault? Either way is almost immaterial, because if it's real, it's still asinine. Why not show the other 135 pages? Why not have it be less redacted? The 106 pages that we did get were all redacted heavily. You can't make any sense of anything. There's these very flimsy claims that have zero evidence to back them up. Oh, somebody by a hospital in Chico a couple days later, 90 miles away, thought they saw somebody that looked like her, and they even talked to her, and blah, blah, blah. So we've gotten a lot of that off of this freaking FBI vault piece of crap. So I've rewatched every single video about the document that I can find, and I've actually watched them all at least 2 times. So ours is back up, and I'm really happy that I got to catch the whole thing. And she's kind of in my camp. Like, she's just like, what the F is this? Homie, don't play that game. Like I said, she called it a coloring book. That was classic. Afternoon, watching the world. Have I not? Yeah, I have tagged, but let me tag some more. Hello, everybody. So, yeah, Ninja also dropped another video about it, and I think Ninja has the same opinion, basically. Yeah, Ninja, you did. If you're still here, you even wrote in my comment section where I called it a nothing burger. You said, yeah, it is a big nothing burger. And I'm like, yeah, a nothing burger that took 2 freaking years to cook. Give me an effing break. These people are insane. But what they're doing, in my opinion, is making it abundantly clear that there's some serious effery going on. And it's almost like they want people to know that. Again, in my opinion, it's almost like they're intentionally trying to get that information out there for anybody who still thought that maybe possibly it was some type of car accident drowning. Can you hear that airplane? I think we're getting bombed. Hold on. Okay, it's passing. Anyway, what was I saying about the nothing burger? So also, Micah Miller's case has been cooking a little bit, and it seems as though JP is getting sued by 3 individuals. So the channels that I've been watching for my Micah Miller information are mostly Steph Case Files. Are you guys familiar with Steph Case Files? Bex, if you are able, if you're not, don't worry about it. Or Ninja, if you guys are able to put a link to her channel. I really like her a lot. She's great. She's one of these people that's just very honest and straightforward, extremely personable. Her channel's pretty new and small, but she's got a huge TikTok following. I think she has like 30,000 on TikTok or more. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've been hanging out in her chats and enjoying her posts, the videos that she drops. And she's like Veronica Adams, who I also have that same opinion of. Both of them have seen domestic violence up close, and they're very committed to Micah's case for very personal reasons. Thank you, Bex. And there's squirrels making feed after school snack. Are you spoiling him? It's his first day of school. Is he a senior this year? My youngest boy is a senior this year, and then my youngest girl is a 7th grader. So, yeah, I hope it went well too. So, congratulations on that. To me, it's always like crossing a finish line to get to the end of summer, get to school starting. But in your case, it might be bittersweet because what he might decide to move out when he graduates, and then who knows? It's hard dealing with that whole transition, but it's also really exciting. So, congratulations, Shanda. That's awesome. Yeah, how are you feeling, girl? Today was my daughter's first day, also junior year. Oh, cool, Bex. Thanks for sharing that. Does she do any sports or instruments or debate team or anything like that? Any extracurricular activities? I can say that word. Okay. So, Veronica Adams, Steph Case Files, and I do watch the Robbie Harvey channel too. I think he's got some good information. He cracks me up with his like Twilight Zone, America's Most Wanted kind of voice over. But I don't know. Maybe he's got a history, a professional history in that kind of thing. I think I kind of gleaned that. Not sure. But so the three of them, Robbie, Veronica, and Steph, are at least Steph and Robbie are talking about the lawsuits that are coming. So I think it was in Steph's live yesterday that she first thought that he was suing three people, and I was like, dear God, why is he bringing this on himself? But then she realized, I think through her chat, this is why we love doing lives and having chats, that he was getting sued by three people. And so Robbie Harvey was addressing that, and I believe that he said that that information will be out tomorrow, like on the court documents. So we don't know if this is maybe some of the victims, the alleged victims of that he violated that were underage at the time. If it is, that man's in big trouble, big trouble. And I think that what happened with Micah, he's in deep crap for that. I think it's not even started really. The crap, the river of crap. We're just at the surface. We're just starting to see what's going on with that, because he's also being investigated by federal authorities for a lot of financial misappropriation of funds, is how I like to phrase it in a very non-accusatory and polite way. Stealing, right? Okay, embezzlement, right. Anyway, him and I think about 5 of his business partners, I'm really thinking that they're doing the trafficking. And you guys, you know what I thought of just in the last couple of hours with his airplane? Is that with that airplane, he could have flown up to North Carolina when he was allegedly at that soccer game on the day that Micah lost her life. He could have taken his little airplane and flown up there and back very quickly. Not that he would even have to be there on site to have any responsibility or connection to what happened to her. I believe 100 or 1,000% that he had everything to do with what happened to her, and that his lawyer does too, and that it was retaliation and, in their minds, protection from her turning them in, because she already turned them in. So there's so much to talk about with that. And I feel like Micah Miller's case illuminates some on Kiely Rodni's case. I do believe that with both of them, that these women were whistleblowers. We know that Micah was being a whistleblower. We know that Kiely might have been being a whistleblower. So it's unfortunate that whistleblowers get persecuted. They get flogged. They're not protected. There's a lot of laws to protect whistleblowers because there has to be, but the laws don't have teeth, in my opinion. I mean, look at what's happened with Boeing. Okay, so School started here 10 days ago, Fred says. Yes, she plays basketball. Awesome. I love basketball. I played a lot of sports in high school. Volleyball, basketball, soccer, track, cross country. I think that's it. Yeah, I said soccer, right? Anyway, volleyball was my big thing, but I fell in love with basketball too. Um, I didn't like running competitively. I liked running, but not competitively. It was more of a meditation kind of thing. Okay, the grands don't return until Monday here. Oh, well, probably after Monday, because Monday is the Labor Day holiday, national holiday. So unless you're out of the country watching the world drift away, and maybe you are, you can refresh my memory. Maybe you're in Australia or something like that. Hey family, how is everyone? Astro from space. It's been a million years. You've been out there in the zone. Fee already wants to switch his AP engineering class because they put him with all freshmen and he's a sophomore taking advanced classes. Oh, he's only a sophomore right now. Okay. I thought he was the same age as my youngest son who just turned 17 over the summer, but maybe he's more like 15 or something. Sandra Unalive was just charged with unaliving her. Okay, confused. Astro from space. It's a very interesting sentence, intriguing, but makes my head hurt because I'm got this allergies and my equilibrium's a little bit off. So please explain if you feel like it. Sunset Salty Sage, hello, hello. Drift, love the new handle, love to all. They got let out at noon yesterday due to excessive heat. Yeah, there it's like after school activities were canceled today at my kids' school. They should have canceled yesterday too, and the day before when they were going out there on the soccer fields after school. I mean, inside was bad enough, but outside was even worse. Let's see. We've had an excessive heat advisory as well here for 2 days now. Fred, it's making me woozier than I already am. Same, Shan. And I think that that's part of it for me. But honestly, I stay out of the heat in the air conditioning. So I don't know how much that's playing in, although I'm getting less fresh air and sunshine. So, and I really believe in that whole fresh air, sunshine thing. So I've been trying to stay on top of my nutrition and my sleep and my hydration, but as you know, the sleep has been a little wonky. So, nope, USA watching the world. So they're starting school on Labor Day? That's crazy. You can't do that. That's against the law. He held himself back when COVID hit. He should be a junior. Gotcha. Yeah, my 17-year-old had a really bad year 2020. My oldest was a senior that year, so she still is very bitter about missing so much of her senior year. But all my kids did really well academically, except my son that's a senior now. He hit the skids academically. It did not work out for him, and he's struggled since. So I think he's back on track finally. We've been working overtime with him. That's one of the reasons why I quit that full-time job earlier this year, in January, the one I don't talk about. But things are stabilizing, so that's good. Sandra, Astro from space, is that the woman encased in a tank? Oh my goodness. Encased in a tank. Wow. That's crazy. Encased in a tank. These people. You know, I used to think that the reason I liked true crime was that when I felt like my life was like super stressed out, which was pretty much all the time, I would think, well, real stress is like having unalive somebody and having them in the trunk of your car and trying to figure out what to do so that you don't get discovered. I know that's morbid and creepy, but I would think that's real stress. So when I would watch all this true crime, it's like, my problems aren't so bad. No big deal. Not that I would ever do anything to hurt another person. I mean, it's so stupid and self-sabotaging. Like, people are insane. It's a power trip. It's 100% a power trip, especially with domestic violence. And, with Micah, it's domestic violence. People have been bringing up Gabby Petito's case again because we are at the 3-year mark of when that all happened. So I think she was unalived about 3 years ago yesterday, or the day before, maybe. I think it was sometime between the 25th and the 27th. Because we know that we've seen her on the video at Whole Foods. And it looks like she's stealing some cheese or something with her douchebag significant other, her partner in crime. And then that's the same day that Red, White, and Bethune saw the van parked out there by Spread Creek, and then the door was closing as they were driving by. So that was probably the day that it happened. And I can't remember if that was the 25th or the 27th. It was right in there. Because I do remember very specifically that Brian Laundrie had just gotten back from his weird Florida trip that he left Salt Lake City, Utah airport, on August 16th, 17th. 2 days, I think it was the 16th. It was 2 days after the female couple that was married got unalived at their campsite, Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner. I still think that was him, 100,000%. Then he leaves town, and then he says he's got this locker to clean out because, trying to save money. It's like, then why in the world would you be spending money at a hotel for Gabby and on a plane ticket? But then I think he was gone for like 6 or 7 days. So that would be like the 16th until the 23rd-ish, somewhere in there. And then the Whole Foods was probably around the 25th. So let's see what else is going on here. And I do have a little bit of time today. Hopefully, my kids will be getting home in about half an hour, and I'll try to have them stay quiet. But I do think I can stay on with you guys for a little bit. So just so you know, as long as my head doesn't explode. Let's see. Where are we at? Sandra, the pregnant 23-year-old lady, a cop who groomed her, is arrested now. At first, they said she did it to herself. So I think I saw something about this, Astro from Space, and it's different than the cops up there in Boston that had been grooming this young woman from the time that she was a teenager. And it was like a couple of cops that were brothers, maybe even twins, and other people in the department as well. And there was like cross references with that case and that police department with the whole huge ordeal with Karen Reed, that police department, those people. It's really crazy. And she was about 23 years old. But I think this is a different case that you're speaking of, Astro from Space. Cop who groomed her is arrested now. At first, they said she did it to herself. Maybe it's the same case. I don't know. Let's see. Sad. No, it's the lady who was passed around the police department starting when she was 13. Right. So it is the same case, the one up there in Boston. Kind of like Canton might be one of the neighborhoods or towns that's connected, but that's not it, because I remember thinking it was Canton and then looking it up, and it was like that had something to do with it, but that wasn't what it was. But yeah, it's a great thing that this guy's arrested. That's crazy. Ninja knows what I'm talking about. Well, I almost know. Yeah, I mean, it's caught my attention, but until things were getting more solidified, like now. Okay, let's see. What did Squirrels say? Hello, Anna Bees. Lovely to see you. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sick that he groomed her from 14 till she got pregnant at 21? Then he strangled her to death. Yeah. Yeah, she was, I think, like 4 months pregnant when he unalived her and said that she unalived herself, and she was very excited about being pregnant, actually. So sad, like, she didn't really have family, like, I think her family had passed away, and so she probably didn't really understand how abused she was. She probably thought that this was, like, her boyfriend, I don't know. I do not know. Didn't they at some point rule it a suicide until recently? Yes, Shan, they did. They absolutely did. Were those the same law enforcement investigating her passing? Of course. That laundry bastard. That's cute, Sunset, because it's like laundry basket almost. I honestly think he's still alive. And I think that his parents are getting sued by Gabby's family to try to raise awareness around that. I hope so. They're also suing the attorney, Steve Bertolini, and of course the Moab PD. I don't think it's been settled. Like some of the laundry or Petito stuff has been settled. Like the laundry's settled with the Petitos for a few $1 million. But like that might have been one of their lawsuits against the laundries. I think that there's still another one outstanding. And I love, like Mr. Mark had Petito's case up yesterday or the day before. He had a picture of Gabby's mom and was like, this is what a real mom does when their kid passes away. They are not satisfied with any answers or information. They want to make changes. They want to be heard. They want their child back. They're not just like, oh, I got bills to pay, on with the show, honor and silence. None of that. None of that. Gabby Petito's family always was so happy that people were talking about her online. And I know a lot of families would love for true crime sleuths to talk about their family members. And then the ones that don't, sure, some of that might be the pain and the grief. But I think that a large part of that is the ones who have guilt affiliated with it. And it'd be hard not to feel guilty, even if you're not guilty, right? And Anna Bees agrees. Yeah, yes, they just changed it. 2022, the same cops from the Karen Reed case, too. Yeah, and I haven't even followed the Karen Reed case that closely because there's so much effery, it would make my head spin. I mean, everybody looks guilty in that case. I mean, of course, she looks guilty, and law enforcement looks extremely guilty. And maybe they are all guilty of whatever it is that they're guilty of, like, being jerks and such. But yeah, it seems like law enforcement, that she was an easy target for them to pin it on her and take advantage of her being traumatized and unstable and with like a long medical history, right? Same cops. I think some of this exact same humans, Saint Shan. I think some of the exact same douchebags. They were twins and passed her around. Well, look at the other twins in the Kiely Rodni case, you guys. I want to keep hammering away at the Stanio brothers. Chris Stanio, the deputy for sergeant now, deputy sergeant for Nevada County. And then his identical twin brother, Matthew Stanio, the California State Highway Patrol trooper. Because I'm going to bet you anything that there's some hinky like that with them. Big time. And then you got Chris Stanio's wife, basically, or ex-wife. I don't know what their status is currently. They were married, and then they were divorced, and then they were reunited. But she basically is doing a little trafficking of herself with OnlyFans, as was fake Auntie Ashley. And I always wondered if Trinity ended up on some of their back pages as well. And then that got me wondering about Truckee. Because apparently with OnlyFans, if you get like one good picture, you can make like $1 million in a day, you guys. Have you heard that? I mean, I've heard that. I don't know if it's true. I'm not about to find out. Yuck. Twins again, the evil twins, the evil rat bastards. No, it's the same case. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, let's see, where are we? Karen Reed. So glad that dirtbag was indicted today. I don't think she's guilty. Yeah, Karen Reed. Well, the fact that she wasn't found guilty in the last trial, even though it was like a hung jury and it didn't exactly go her way, that was profound that it didn't go their way. To me, that says that it's bullshit. I mean, bullshit, right? They played with her mind, the twins. He was married and his wife knew about the unaliving. Oh, how gross. These women, ugh, they're almost worse than the men. I mean, in a way, because we kind of expect men to be evil scumbags, right? I mean, nothing against nice males, which I love the men in my family and I love nice males. But we know that domestic violence is perpetrated by males against females almost close to 100% of the time. We know that violations and violent essays are also almost 100% of the time male against female. Not always. There are females that do these things to other females or to males. And of course, there's men on men violence. You know, the homosexual relationships with domestic violence is extremely difficult to deal with and talk about because you got the homophobia on top of the stigma around domestic violence, right? Let's see. I've been following the Karen Reed case as well as the Sandra Birchmore. So sad. Yeah, thanks for the name, Sandra Birchmore. Somebody might have said it earlier, but I didn't catch it. I'm going to write it down. Because, yeah, I have fully expected to pay more attention to that case once things started to get clarified. And it's my pen not working. Sandra Birchmore. She had no family at all. Let's see, Bex, let me highlight that one. And preach, Jazz. Unless the family is being silenced. Yeah. Kiely Rodni's family, it's entirely possible that, you know, they're trying to save their own skins and the little brother's skin. I mean, that whole $33.4 billion 10-year government contracts with Sammy's parents was a game changer for me. And when you're dealing with that kind of money, you're definitely dealing with, in my opinion, assassinations and executions and things like that. And trafficking, because you got to remember that no money is ever enough. And so if people want to and are able to borrow out of those giant funds, and then they can double or triple their money overnight with gambling or substances or trafficking of that other kind, and then they can put the money back and, you know, laugh all the way to the bank. And then they have to figure out how to clean their money. So if they have like a lodge, that's going to be a good way to clean it. A tattoo shop, it could also be a good way. Even a tea shop. I mean, not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just saying that any business that's primarily dealt with in cash, and yeah, hotels and lodges are not primarily dealt with in cash, but the Rodney Neiman's could say that it is. They could say, well, you know, we live out here off grid and the internet is bad, the Wi-Fi is down a lot, so we just do cash rather than credit cards. Because most hospitality is almost all done with credit cards just for protection of the establishment in case somebody trashes the place, right? That happens. If you have to scare people into silence, then it's clear that has been covered up. Squirrels, see, we're so freaking gaslit, we can't see the forest through the trees. 1,000%. If you have to scare people into silence, then it's clear that it's a cover-up. So, and when you scrub things off the internet, you're also making it abundantly clear that whatever it is that you're scrubbing is hot information that you don't want out there. So it's a good admission, right? The latest on Maddie Soto case is that the creep put her to sleep and then strangled her while the rug kept her asleep. Oh, I'm so sad to hear that. I try to avoid that case because it sickens me so much. I could just cry. That little girl, 13 years old, and her freaking birthday. What sick MFs. Wow. And she thought she was in love with this freak. So sad. So sad. They could run amok if they were nefarious. What a nightmare. Yeah, you mean law enforcement? Absolutely. And the blue will back the blue. So even when there is illicit activity, that's just kind of code, is that you don't become a whistleblower on your homies. Then you're a rat, right? Snitches get stitches. I like to say snitches get riches because, yeah, the first one to speak wins, basically. Sandra says, hey, Anna B., you weren't showing up in chat for me. I went and changed to all messages, and now I got you. Yeah, the top chat. Thanks for reminding me. So you got to go to live chat. I can't stand that it defaults back to top chat all the time. And maybe there's some people watching that don't realize that. So you want to go to the little arrow at the top where it says top chat, and then click it onto live chat, so that you see everything and see it in real time. And you can also get timestamps on there. So right now I've got the timestamps, which helps because then I know how many minutes I am behind. I am 6 minutes behind. I got to get reading. Oops, good looking out, Sandra. I have top not on all too. Yeah, I know. I can't stand that. It's so stupid. I'm changing it multiple times a day, every live that I'm on. Thanks for mentioning it. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for mentioning it, Sandra. And yeah, we can all help each other out with little tricks like that, right? Oh, sorry, I'm glad, Sandra. Hope all is well with you. I knew you meant Sandra. Yeah. Bingo, Shan. Most hotels request cards for recouping, but loads of elite use cash for them to be discreet. Well, they use fake names for sure. And yeah, they definitely use fake names. And yeah, in my experience, cards are almost always required. You can pay cash, but you still have to have a card on file. Hey, Jazz, late getting here. Hey, Sherry, nice to see you. And Drift Away says hello to Sherry. Everybody says hello to Sherry. Okay. All right. Let me drink some coffee and get me brain back in order. It's just about 45 minutes in. The ice is really good. Yesterday I went grocery shopping and got 2 boxes of popsicles. So one of the boxes, the brand is called Outshine. One of them is coconut, and it's got big chunks of coconut in it. And the other one I got is peach. But I love those coconut. And I realized yesterday that it's because they have protein and fat in them, so it doesn't mess with my glycemic index the way a popsicle that's not coconut will. So check them out. Even if you don't like coconut. I didn't like coconut when I first started trying them. They are so good. And yeah, they have 10 different flavors, like watermelon and peach and pineapple and mango and lime and strawberry and raspberry and grape and probably a couple that I forgot. Tangerine, maybe. Lemon. What else? What else can we think of? Orange. I bet they have orange. Doesn't that sound good? I love kids likes them. Yeah, and, because they have fruit in them, and I just look at every opportunity that I can to get fruit and veggies into my kids. So, okay, on the Kylie Rodney case, you guys, how did I not notice this until last night? I know a lot of you guys have noticed this all along. So I use Life 360 with my family so we can all keep track of each other. And my family's been using it for a long time, but I didn't use it. And now I use it. I turn it on to see where people are at or when they got there or what have you. So for anyone who doesn't know what Life 360 is, it's a great way to be able to monitor where your family members are. Like if they're out and about, you can see how far away they are. Like, let's say they got a flat tire, um, and they can't tell you where they are, right? Like Micah when she was out there in the park. The Life 360 will tell you. So Kylie Rodney, her Life 360 was turned off at 12:03 on August 6th. So first of all, she's not going to turn her Life 360 off, in my opinion. Period. Period. She's not going to do it. I mean, honestly, I have turned mine off many times because I didn't really understand it and I didn't know what was going on. And I do the same thing with my ringer sometimes. I'm turning it on, turning it off without even realizing it. So, okay, maybe she turned it off inadvertently, right? I don't think she would have turned it off on purpose because allegedly her family knew where she was and she was coming home. But 12:03 tells me that she was already in captivity at 12:03 for certain. And then they turned off the Life 360 to try to obfuscate where she was at. So if her 360 was off, but her phone still pinged at 12:33 there by Prosser Lake. But where the F is her phone? Who's got her phone and all the data in it? The data that would be in the cloud. So they wouldn't even necessarily need her actual physical phone. Same with her laptop and same with the black box. None of that information is anywhere that I know of. And again, that just spells out quite clearly that there's a ton of hinky business going down. Getting late here, Sherry Irvin. Where are you that it's getting late? Are you down under? Let's see. They don't bother your sugar. Right, Sandra. I stay pretty good without consuming unhealthy stuff because if I consume unhealthy stuff, I kind of feel like dying. So it's just not worth it. I mean, I can eat a bunch of protein and then have a little bit of dark chocolate and be okay, but I have to be super careful. I definitely have to make sure I've had protein and very small amounts of sugar. Speaking of dark chocolate and protein, you guys don't crucify me for this, Shan, but a friend of mine came up with the most amazing recipe in the world if you like dark chocolate mousse. All it is that silken tofu in a Cuisinart with melted dark chocolate, like 70%, and then just a tiny bit of honey to kind of take the edge off. It tastes just like regular dark chocolate mousse. It has barely any sugar and super high protein. But I tried to make it without a Cuisinart. I had like a Ninja blender. It did not work. But I got to get my Cuisinart running. It's like all under the sink in the cabinets, and I don't know. But anyway, when my friend made that recipe, it was freaking delicious. And it wasn't until she gave me the recipe that I realized how little sugar and how high protein. But I know a lot of people are like just get grossed out at the thought of tofu. So it has to be that silken tofu. And then I would say it has to be like a really high quality dark chocolate, like Lindt or something like that, maybe Ghirardelli. Um, something from Belgium would do. Belgian chocolate. All right. Let's see. Hello, hello. Why am I talking about desserts? It's usually not my thing, but I guess I need some food. I did have some plain yogurt before I came on because I was getting hungry. Um, wonder if her mom got an alert when that happened. My daughter uses it and it alerts her. I agree. Anna B says, Sherry says, agree. Same junk makes me feel like garbage. Sunset says, yeah. Yeah, you pay a very steep price, huh? Every once in a while I can get away with it, but I have to make sure that whatever it is I'm eating is high fat and high protein because that stabilizes your blood sugar. So that's the one situation where high fat is actually beneficial health wise. Let's see. And yeah, we won't go off into the nutritionist thing because, yeah, other high fats are good too, right? As long as it's the healthy fat like avocado and olive oil and coconut oil. Okay. I prefer dark chocolate, but you lost me at tofu. I am not kidding you, squirrels. You might want to try it. You'd be in for a treat. And then you could put like raspberries in it or blackberries or any kind of delicious fruit that would pair really well with dark chocolate. So, but I know you've got issues with the tofu, like Sunset says. Oh, it's cute. Tofu scares me. Yeah, the way to cook tofu, I do have to say this because a lot of people don't know. If you're going to stir fry it or bake it, is you use toasted sesame oil, has to be toasted, and then a little tamari or soy sauce, and it is delicious. But I'm not a vegetarian. I do like meat, but my kids are all not vegetarians and they all love the stir fried tofu that I make. In fact, all their friends like it too. They would come over and request me to make my special tofu. So if you're out of toasted sesame oil, it's not the same. Munchies. Okay. Trying to be better. Even did yoga the other day. Anna Bees. Woohoo. Awesome. I love dark chocolate brie. I've never heard of that. And the raspberry toasted in a sandwich. I cannot do tofu. That sounds so freaking good. Dark chocolate brie. Yeah, I've heard of chocolate hummus, and I can't even wrap my brain around that. Um, yeah, we got to check that out. Raspberries toasted in a sandwich. Yum. Okay, so let's get back on these cases. We SF. Oh my goodness. Always playing the victim. Always playing the victim. He says that he had to tell dad and grandpa about Kiely's demise. Wait, didn't like Doug and whoever else was on the beach with them when the dad and grandpa drove up on the ATV when she was discovered there? And didn't Doug tell them right there? Maybe there was a phone call before they got there anyway. And then we all know that Steve Fisher was there with them on the shoreline with his his sleeve tattoos, and he's a very tall person. You wouldn't mistake him for someone else. He's probably like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. And then kind of has those Sasquatch arms because he was blurred out in a lot of the video footage. And then it turned out that it was him. He's like savoir faire. He's everywhere, right? And he still works for them every day since. It's weird. Why would they need him on their payroll for the last 2 years? What's he helping them manage? Dare we ask? Yeah, Doug did. Think SF is the reason there was a lack of communication with Kylie's parents, grandparents, with anyone else other than him. And then he tried to like go on and on about how Lindsay had to find out from a waitress at the sushi restaurant that she was celebrating her life at. Like, first of all, who the F goes out for sushi lunch when their daughter's missing and a search crew with expertise is on the case and in town? Nobody. Nobody would even have an appetite, in my humble opinion. Those people with their appetites give themselves away. When you're in a situation like that, you're not going to be blah, 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 I can't even talk. You're not going to be able to eat or sleep. You're going to have to remind yourself to do these things. You're going to have to try to drink water. You're going to have to try to relax. You're going to have to try to sleep, although it's probably never going to happen. And you're going to have to try to eat, even though that's going to be highly unlikely as well. So when people are just like, oh, well, I was out at a restaurant having the time of my life. Okay, well, thanks for the information. Good to know, right? He is a creep. He is a creep. He wasn't a licensed PI at that time, but claims the family hired him. Sounds illegal. Well, Shan, he first said that he just like blew into town because he heard that there was a damsel in distress and he thought he'd do what he could to help. So he was prowling around, I mean, stalking the property, and that's how he met Grandpa, and then they've been best friends ever since, right? I mean, isn't that what he has said all along, basically? And he was working for free. He said that a lot, and now he's saying that he's been hired by them for the last 2 years solid. Yeah, typical for Kylie's case. Yep, a lot of talking out of both sides of the mouth. So I think it was 5 a.m. here on my Ohio time when that vault file link got shut down. And oh, I wanted to say this about the report from the vault. Remember the part about the rug dealer who said that he believed Kiely was cute? I think the report says something to the effect of a friend of Kylie's reported that a known rug dealer from Reno, Coca-Cola to be specific, told her that he believed Kiely was cute. Weird verbiage. Believed Kiely was cute? And yeah, she was extremely cute, but I don't think that that would be a word to use for her like that, because she was exotic and smoking hot, and cute is different. So, believed she was cute. Weird phrase that the FBI agent wrote in that freaking report, which just tells me they don't know how to write a freaking report, right? I mean, the stuff that they put in there that was unsubstantiated is crazy. It's really crazy to me. Okay, the FBI closed the site. So it looks like they had closed it at 5 a.m. Annabes, and then you can still get in there. But the links that I had copied and pasted from Jewels of All Trades video from a few days ago over the weekend, and she had the links to the vault and to Kylie's file. I copied and pasted that, and I put it in my description. And then I was using those to look stuff up. And then when I was awake in the middle of the night and looking stuff up, it quit working. So I had shown my screenshot earlier of that. It said that the site was down temporarily or something, try again, or try a different ULR code or something. So I don't know. And then I kept going back to it, trying to figure out what was wrong, and it did start working again. But I think that that I had to delete the link that I had, and then I recopied it and copy and pasted it from that Jewels of All Trade and put it into my description again, and then it works. So very, very bizarre. There are glitches in systems, but it brings even more suspicion to my mind about this whole report being some kind of a hack. I'm not buying it. Or again, to quote Ara, it's a coloring book. They put out 106 pages of the Kiely Rodni coloring book with all these big empty squares that you can fill in with whatever colors you like. No mention of trying to obtain her records from the cloud cell laptop vehicle. Nothing. Exactly. Watching the world. Exactly. And that's going to be your most essential information in any case, especially a teenage girl. Cell phone, especially. But really with anybody in this day and age, your electronic data is the key to every single case there is. Nothing mentioned of searching road cams or business cams to ID her vehicle throughout the day before, during, or after. Right. And also the residential Ring doorbell cams of like her car going by and such. Hold on a second. Let me see. One sec. Gotta call my little one back. Missed a call. Hey, baby, what's up?
Can I go over to the Park's house?
How are you going to get there?
I can just walk. It's barely like
It,
anything. So.
it's just super hot. Do you want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I'll be going with them anyways.
Okay. Just make sure you drink ice water and take care of yourself. Okay. Awesome. Love you. Bye. All right. Glad I saw that she called and called her back so she can go hang out with her friends and she doesn't have practice tonight. Let's see. Walking in this heat, but she carries her bottle of ice water with her wherever she goes, just like our mama. Everybody in my family does pretty much. Very true, Drift. Annabise says, would the FBI get their own info rather than depend on what law enforcement in the area reported? Apparently so, Watching the World. Thank you for that question. That's a really good one. Good Mama Bear. Yeah, I try. I do try. I like to keep my kids safe. I like to keep on top of them, stay on track as long as they do their chores. And that's so nice when they do their chores without needing to be asked and reminded. I hate being the chore cop. Don't you guys? That is the worst. The worst. Okay, so what else did I want to talk about? The rug dealer that believed Kiely was cute. What a weird thing to say. Like thinking somebody was cute, stating that somebody's cute. But again, I think it would be more like stating that somebody's hot, but believing, oh, I believe that hot guy over there is hot. I believe he's hot. I mean, come on. That is so freaking weird. So freaking weird. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, I can't help but wonder in the Micah Miller case with the lawsuits against JP if any of them might be from content creators like JLR or CJ or even Robbie Harvey, and he's not mentioning it. Maybe, I don't know. So let's see. Will people quit trying to say that Kiely drowned after a little motor vehicle accident, a single car motor vehicle accident? So one of the things in the report that really bothers me a lot is how they keep saying that there's people that saw her drive away from the party and there's people that saw her walk into the woods, and then nobody saw her after either of those things. So basically they're trying to put it on her that she pretty much walked off into the sunset And that's the end of the story. That's all we know. Utter crap. Utter BS. Yeah, weird verbiage. Absolutely, Annabees. Yeah. So I don't know what you're saying. Please, for Sunset, good Mama Bear, please. Please pray. Pray for Kiely. Pray for justice for Kiely. Drove away, left, didn't go to Shoreline. Right. That's a good observation. She went into the woods. She went onto the road, but then we find her 2 weeks later, 14 feet under the drink. Please stop saying she drowned. I know. I'm not saying it. I am not saying it. I don't think you're talking to me, but yeah, I mean, it's not even a joke. It's absurd. It is so absurd. And yeah, in my last live the day before yesterday, I read the Wikipedia about J.C. Dugard, because just like the Elizabeth Smart case, there are situations where people get abducted, like those 3 women in Cleveland. They get abducted for a long period of time and then they escape or are released. So I still think that there's a slim chance of that happening in Kiely Rodni's case. I really do. I really, really do. But I think that her dropping that on the SoundCloud, the faraway recording, probably almost guaranteed brought her to the attention of people of the likes of P. Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly. I mean, that's what those types do, is they watch for new hot young artists and then they get their claws into them. And what's going on with that P. Diddy case? I've been rewatching the Cat Williams interview with Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay from January. Is it 3 hours, I think? 2 or 3 hours. Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams, and Cat just lets it all out of the bag. And not only did that interview go viral for the last 7 or 8 months, it's also been the topic of many, many conversations and YouTube videos from many content creators. So I'm going to keep looking at that for anybody who's interested. I'll put a link to it in my description today. If anyone wants to look at it also and talk more about it, because he's just done with the crapola. He's done with the corruption, and there's so much of it in the entertainment industry. So again, ran into the woods, no woods along that shoreline. Oh my goodness. Bye, Sunset Salty Sage. We'll see you soon. I think that is what Sunset is praying for. Yeah. Yep. Probably P. Diddy hit a snag because he came into elite on Epstein list, and we all know those are hush hush. Well, yeah, I mean, nobody escapes being squeaky clean. I mean, nobody in a situation like that. It's craziness. It's absolute craziness. So I do want to wind down, you guys. We're just over an hour, and I just need to chill, need to take it easy. I love you. I love seeing you and talking with you. Thank you so much for being here. And what else? Anything anyone needs to say in closing? Again, this Jessie Patterson that I spoke about a few days ago is getting more and more coverage. She's the 31-year-old who passed away in April of 2023 in a Sacramento hospital in a diabetic emergency. And then it took an entire year before her remains were discovered and that information was shared with her family. completely insane. So I'm gonna wrap up. I hear the front door, so child is home, and then I don't need to worry about noise. Um, let's see. Thanks, you guys. Lots of love. Have a fabulous evening. Keep your cool. Eat your protein, veggies, produce. Stay hydrated, especially today. And we will see you on the next one. Love and light. Yeah, hit that like button on the way out if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching.